live from New York. It's the show that's welcoming you. Bro. To the grand reopening of Club Superstar in approximately 1 minute. It's the second hour of First Things First. Today, the grand reopening of Club Superstar. The rules of the club. Quick reminder, 12-person max, 1 in, 1 out. Athletic wear, not only encouraged, it's actually required. Is your favorite player in the club, in line, or recently thrown out for lackluster play? Well, for that, I'll turn you over to the NBA's strictest doorman, Nick Wright.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. As always, Kevin Wilds, thank you to our security for being here fresh off their shift at the club last night. So, last year's club, let's give you a quick refresher. Last year, these 12 were in: Anthony Davis, Booker, Jimmy Butler, Dame, Embiid, Giannis, Jokić, KD, LeBron, Luka, Steph, and Tatum. Last year, waiting in line, Ant-Man, Ja, Donovan, SGA, and De'Aaron Fox. And we had kicked out CP3 and Kawhi to make room for the newest entrants to the club. So who will be in this year? First, let's show you who has been kicked out. Kicked out of the club: Damian Lillard.
Fair.
Okay.
Devin Booker.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler. They are all out of the club.
Coffee.
That means we have
out.
openings
He had coffee.
for three. Yeah, he was
Remember?
drinking coffee in the club. We didn't like that to
that
begin with,
cool?
but he
Right,
made the
right.
finals, so he was in. So Devin's throwing a book. Dame's dropping his watch. Doesn't matter. They're out.
Okay.
So that means 3 new spots are available. Let's go to the top right corner of the club, the Cancun room, reserved for people who don't make the postseason. This year it's Steph by himself. Now, keep in mind, no matter how great you are, you cannot be in the Cancun room in consecutive seasons.
Oh, no.
What?
That's just the rules.
Can't be in the King.
You cannot kick Steph.
Well, he's
Eventually.
Well, I'm telling you, if next year the Warriors miss the postseason, we're either gonna have to amend the club's constitution,
Yep.
or Steph's gonna have to go out.
Fair.
All right, let's pan over to the left a bit. LeBron's throwing Anthony Davis. See, AD.
AD in the club.
Oh,
Sorry.
you wanted
Be
to
in the
kick
club?
AD out? You go ahead. You want to kick him out? He had been kicked. The reason he's
Apparently
hiding
so.
is because AD was in the original club and then kicked out and then got back in last
that's
year.
faar.
And so now he's already been
I'll
kicked out
see
once
who's
before.
not in, but right now-
and so
But he's firmly in this year.
Security's
that's how
got his
I feel.
eye on
He
AD.
didn't hurt himself.
Yeah,
this year.
I thought he had an outstanding season. Played 75 games.
Yeah, superstar.
They lost the defending champ.
Okay, all right, now pan over to the DJ booth. Oh, who's dancing?
Love
it.
Ant-Man in the
Okay.
club.
All
Ant-Man
right.
in the club.
Ant-Man.
Once again, by the way,
Obviously,
the
Giannis
club
is it.
sponsored by our
You know what
friends
he's
at
saying,
Lobos.
Wild?
We're still doing Lobos.
Well, they
huh?
got a lifetime sponsorship. It's a crazy thing. Shout out to
You know
them.
what he's saying.
Giannis
What?
is DJing.
The roof. He is clearly
no,
in
that's
mid
not what he's
jam.
doing.
The roof.
That's
The
not
roof.
what he's doing.
The roof
would
is
he
on
down?
fire.
No, that's not what he's doing. He's doing his
Trust,
slightly
all right.
inappropriate celebration, if we must, guys.
correct.
Now,
Fine.
let's move on and show more of the club. Little MVP hangout.
Sure.
Joker now with 3 trophies. Joel Embiid still nursing that Shirley Temple. I assume Wilds also wants to kick Joel Embiid out of the club? You're trying to kick Anthony
No,
Davis
I'm not
out?
kicking him out of the club.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid. That's the MVP room.
Well, that was the MVP room, but now Joker's the only MVP, so it's fine.
dude, yeah.
All right, let's move over to the right a bit. Who's that sitting on Durant's
Love it.
couch? Oh, it's SGA. SGA in the
Absolutely.
club. Durant still chilling, texting
Yep.
on the couch. Luka resting his knees,
Okay.
sitting.
That's good.
And that
I see
leaves
someone coming
Well,
up.
that
We see
looks like
somebody,
Jason
right?
Tatum because it's Celtics green, but don't show the far. So that means
Light
there's
skin.
one.
Oh, yeah.
There is one spot unrevealed. One new person
we have
unrevealed. I
2
should
more
say.
spots open.
Yeah, of course.
This is the big one.
Show it, please. Jalen
Wow!
Brunson.
Wow, after
Freshly
an 18-point
minted
performance.
superstar. Oh, the
What a
club
diss.
is not fickle.
Why?
The club is not going to all of a sudden revoke admission based on
You're
one
right.
performance.
When they lose to the
And-
Pacers, he's going to be the guy.
And so, well, here's the deal. So now we must show one other thing.
Who's in line?
Who is
obviously.
waiting in line for the club? Wemby gonna have to duck down. Jamal Murray trying to trip Wemby with a heating pack so he can come in next. You see that? Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and Kyrie Irving.
Thank you, Kyrie.
He's burning sage for the record.
like
Nothing
Kyrie.
inappropriate. All of those guys
I like
in
him
line
being in
for the
line.
club. New to the line, Maxey, Wemby, and Kyrie. That is Club Superstar.
Pretty good.
3.0. Chris Broussard.
I got issues.
Okay, let's show the whole
beef.
thing real quick before you do your. If we can show the full. We'll show everything. That's the bottom of the club, who's in line and who's out. And I don't know if we can show the entire thing top to bottom. There it is. Shout out at Pure Hoop on Twitter, who does a brilliant job with all of our illustrations, works for some NBA teams as well. There is Club Superstar 3.0.
All right, I love Kyrie being in line.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I went to 14, if there were 14 allowed, I think Kyrie's in there. I'm going to put Ja in line. And I know he's got his issues, but, it's a club. It's a club. It's not the library. It's not, it's not school. It's a club.
Yeah, but did Ja do
not last year, but
this
he's
year?
going to come
in line.
He's going to ball. Right. He's going to ball this year.
It's been a while.
I do agree with Wemby not quite being in because it's about what you do.
Yes.
Or what have you have done, not what we expect next year. He's going to be crazy and probably jump in next year. But Nick, look, I've been saying it, and I'm consistent. They don't call me Mr. Consistency.
No,
like
they don't.
You, but
they don't.
I am consistent. Jalen, I'm sorry. And I get that he's banged up now, and I'm not going to, I think that's a big part of why he's struggling in these last few games. 2 for 11 from 3 in the last 2 games. I do think Halliburton, at least, you're right, first game, obviously, Halliburton didn't play well. Last 3 games, Halliburton's been the best player on the floor. I'm shocked that he's so far back in
the line is much like tiers. It's not left to right. It's just a line. It's just when you show
all right. Well, I'm cool with that. But Donovan Mitchell, what does he have to do to get in? I mean, he's better than Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry. And he's got a better resume. He's made far more All-Star teams. He's made an All-NBA team. He's been the #1 option on his teams from the day he stepped foot in the NBA. He's averaged 20 points at least every year. In the playoffs, he gets better. Regular season career average is 24 points. Playoff career average is 28 points. He is playing lights out in this postseason after a shaky start. I mean, I don't know what there's not. He's just done more, and I think is flat out better than Jalen Brunson.
So he's obviously done more over the course of his career. There's no doubt about it. I would say they both have Jalen's only had 2 years as a #1 option. Now that's because he wasn't as good immediately.
For that,
no, I understand that. But when he was, they did play head-to-head in the playoffs, and it's not just that the Knicks won. It's that Jalen was better in that series than Donovan Mitchell. And what if Jalen Brunson, in only his, to your point, second year as the #1 option, gets further in the postseason than Donovan Mitchell ever has? I think you think the Knicks could win.
It's the East versus
but
the
Donovan's
West.
in the East now. And so, I mean, if he makes a conference finals at this point, this is going to be our point of contention disagreement. So let me.
I mean, by that logic, why is Embiid in there? I mean, I'm just saying, by that logic, if we're just looking at how far they go in the playoffs.
No, it's not just.
No, he should be. I'm just saying by that logic.
No, I'm saying, but it's not just that. But I also think Donovan was not good in the postseason as last year in Utah. Was not good in the postseason last year, and like you said, had not been great in this postseason until the end of round 1. And so I think Jalen Brunson's better than Donovan Mitchell. Go ahead, Wallace.
I made the case for this guy last week when we were talking about Club Superstar. When we did our nice little outing to go to MSG, we could have picked any game, and we picked, you know what? We have to see Wemby. He's a superstar. Let's drop what we're doing, go see Wemby. In and out of the club, everybody's got one guy. These 3 teams have one guy in, one guy out. Embiid is in, Maxi's out of line. KD's in, Booker's out. Luka's in, Kyrie's out. The Lakers got to have 2 guys in. Wouldn't it make sense? LeBron is in, AD is out in Wemby's spot. Wow. Bro.
Go ahead.
I mean,
if you have 2 superstars, you need to be in the conference finals and not get swept.
Well, they did play. They were in the conference finals a year ago, and if they don't meet the defending champions in round 1, maybe they go that far this year.
They would lose to Minnesota if that happened.
Look, LeBron should definitely be in there.
LeBron is not
But
an argument.
I can argue that AD had a better year. Because if you count the
superstar?
defensive end,
Would you
he's a superstar.
If I am, who's running the Spurs? R.C. Buford's still running the Spurs?
Sure.
If R.C. Buford is called Pelinka, say, hey.
No, that's different.
Nobody's trading Wemby.
No,
Exactly.
You're not
that's
trading
about
Wemby
the
for
next
So why
year.
is AD?
There's not
Why
one
does
player in
AD
the
belong
league
there and
that's
Wemby doesn't?
So hold on, let me
Because
ask. Can I ask it a different way?
AD had a great year this season.
He had a-
Put him
he
in the
was-
basketball
No,
reference
hold on.
coffee shop then.
Hold on,
He's
Not club
also a top
superstar.
75. It
Can-
was premature.
can I ask-
Oh my God.
He officially
That's
is
the
a
old-
top
that's an old
75.
restaurant that
Can I-
serves
And he's
brunch.
still
Wait,
young.
can I ask a different question to Wild?
Yes.
Do you believe of the 12 guys in, AD is 12th? Because to me, if you're
Right.
saying,
Well, just take
if
somebody
you're right, if you're
I'm
saying
saying
Wemby needs to be in, then I think that the 12th guy should fall off. Are you
I'm saying the Lakers don't deserve to have two superstars on their team and be in the play-in.
No, I understand that argument.
Okay, and I would take the tall guys out.
But so no, I get that.
But
But
they're
I
all
am.
tall.
That is not the. I mean, that is not how I was not looking at this as your team must have X amount of success for you to have X amount of players on it. Like by that definition, maybe Jalen Brown should be in because the Celtics have so much. But I don't think he's better than those guys. The question that I would have for Brew is this. I guess similar one. Aside from Jalen Brunson, who obviously is what you would say. Let's say next year we have to put two in. Let's say it's Wemby and whomever, Donovan Mitchell, whatever it is. I know you would take out Jalen Brunson. Who do you think's club superstar seat is the hottest right now of those guys? And
Good question.
Not so
look, just because of age, it could be Steph.
What?
I mean, I'm just like, he's obviously always going to be
I think because of age,
great.
it might be Durant.
Kevin Durant?
You know what? I'll agree with that. I'll put Durant ahead of
So you're going to
Steph.
have Kevin Durant out and AD in?
Yeah.
He's Kevin Durant.
And he just got swept.
Lakers
Unceremoniously
won a game.
with
They
a
won one
22-year-old talking trash in his face.
I mean, hold on, Wilds. Do you think right now Kevin Durant's better than Anthony Davis?
Yes.
Okay, see, I think it's at least arguable. I think that's closer than.
I also think, look, and I know he's got the MVP. At some point, Embiid is gonna have to start doing something like in the postseason.
Wow.
I'm just saying, I have no issue with him being in. He should definitely be in.
He's top
But
five guy.
I mean, we're gonna start,
Club
holding him accountable.
superstar, rorying success once.
It was.
Wemby's
It's, a little,
definitely
it's
in there.
aggressive at the door, so I'm glad you guys are here. Oh, man, this year a little bit frightening. Take down the pyrotechnics. Coming up next, Reggie Miller takes shots at somebody. I don't even know who it was.
This
have
is
no
more
idea.
cowardly
I was lost.
than an anonymous
No
quote.
idea who he's talking about.
He didn't even mention anybody's name.
The roof. The roof.
We're gonna
The
get
roof
sued,
is on fire.
and it's not
The
good.
security guard.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.